Hi, Steve from Brownells here with another gun from the vault. And today we're looking at the French 1892 Ordnance Revolver. And this is a fascinating little piece. I never really had much interest in French revolvers until I actually saw this one in the flesh. So let's take a look at it and see what makes it unique. For one thing, this is a very early cartridge revolver, adapted in 1892, of course. It has a loading gate lever here, but a swing out cylinder, and the cylinder swings out to the right instead of to the left. And the reason for this is what I'm given to understand is a cavalryman would have his reins and his sidearm in his left hand to reload. You'd be able to do all your motor functions here, load the gun up, switch hands back, and away you go. I don't know if that's true or not, but cavalry was still a big thing in the 1890s, so it wouldn't surprise me in the least. This is also a single action and a double action gun. Very handy if you need to take it out and start using it immediately, and double action is quite safe if you're on horseback galloping. I'll give it that. Mechanically, it's got an interesting lockup, whereas these little nubs here lock the cylinder at rest, but when you cock the hammer, they lock at the end of the lead there. Let me show you how that works. Open it up again. And when you cock the gun, notice the back of the trigger comes up. There's a little rise up there, and that's what locks your cylinder in place for firing. So again, kind of a strange feature to us, but back then it was state of the art. Now this thing was chambered in 8mm 92 Ordnance, I guess is what it was called. It's about the power of a 32 ACP or a 32 long. The French had like a 45 caliber revolver, but it was still very anemic. It was like between 400 and 500 feet a second, you know, with the projectiles. So they decided they needed something smaller with higher speed. The Swiss were going with a 30 caliber, and some other countries were too. The Russians had their Nagant revolver in '95, of course. This isn't all that dissimilar. One of the cool things is how this gun takes apart. And this little screw right here is all that's needed. So if you come up with a screwdriver in the field, you can take this gun pretty much apart. What that does is loosens up the side plate on the other side, and you can open it up and see the workings. It's all there. Take this grip off. And you got a big old V-spring there, just like a Colt double action. Really well made on the inside and on the outside, and well finished. You know, I've looked at a lot of French military war weapons from later eras, and they didn't seem as nicely finished as this. This is from another era altogether, when a revolver was meant to be handcrafted, and it's really nice, I gotta say. Well thought out design for its day. Not prone to breakage so much, robust. If you look, you know, this was done away with for ease of machining, I'm pretty sure. It wouldn't take really specialized equipment to do that. When you plant this back on here, take a look at the center line here is way off center. The left grip is much larger than the right grip. So that's all it takes to put it back together. You can clean the bugs and debris out of there. You know, you could do a lot worse than this gun. I know a lot of these were still in service in World War II. They were used through World War I, and French police even used them up into the 60s from what I understand. It's not a bad little gun if you don't need just a whole lot of stopping power. So that's the French 1892 Ordnance Revolver. Hope you enjoyed it. If you know anything about these things or have any questions, leave us a comment below. We'd like to hear from you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time with another gun from the vault.